Hey guys, welcome back to D&D. So this is episode 3 of the second session of the 2-off campaign. A quick recap of last episode. We are fighting elementals. Alright, let's continue on.
Yes, let's continue on. I believe it was your turn, Gorn, but in the interest of the fact that we have a few moments here after this Earth Elemental makes his 2 horrible misses, he's going to sink down into the ground and disappear from sight, being that he's the only thing left because this elemental here ran out of fuel finery and petered himself out, so combat is over. Okay. Mostly in the interest of the fact that we have not a lot of time to wrap this entire storyline up, hopefully.
All right.
So,
I was going to mention that.
I did wonder. This was a long-ass combat. I'm like, uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, kind of drug on a little bit, so...
When the fire elemental disappears, I start rolling on the ground to put the fire out.
Yep.
I come over and start kicking mud on you. To help put the fire out, allegedly.
Navio wanders over to the water elemental statue and his rock.
Yep.
And he picks up a pebble. It's broken off the rock and he just pockets it. And sort of looks off into the distance.
Very, very nice. So...
Cool.
You guys scan your surroundings, and there's still some noise off in the distance, maybe, like half a mile or so. You can hear the sounds of battle, like explosions and
grunts.
Mountains crumbling and stuff, and you kind of look off in the distance, and you can see the different shimmerings of the different elemental planes.
Can we see the city of Brass off in the distance in any direction?
You can see a very, very large, set of, radiant orange light off in the distance, and specifically you, because of you're a drow, and despite the fact that you've lived on the surface for so long, this is extremely bright compared to what you're used to. You scan the horizon, you can see a distinct metallic shimmer, but you can't specifically see the city of Brass now, but you can see behind that there's an orange radiant glow, and there's a lot of pretty clearly that you can identify as the Sea of Fire.
Okay.
Or you assume.
Let's take a short rest before we go, though.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Do your short rest stuff.
All right, we're gonna short rest. I'm gonna roll a hit die.
Yep.
Okay.
I do have to point out that we almost certainly could have just left these guys here, and they would not have chased us.
That's wasting time. We don't have time to think of what could have been, what has been.
I 100% assume that's what you guys were going to do. I'm not gonna lie. I just assumed that you were gonna be like, "This is a waste of our time. Let's just avoid this and leave."
Yep.
But you're like, "No, we have to kill them all. We need this experience for the characters that we're gonna play never again."
Seriously though, in any RPG game ever, if you ever see a bunch of 2 warring combatants
I don't metagame. Thank you very much.
You always AoE them both, though.
Yeah.
Always. So I'm okay with it.
Okay.
How do I get my hit points back?
Okay, so
I have to get a lot of hit points back.
So you'll have something called hit dice. You'll see them. You roll hit dice. On short rest, you can roll hit dice. On long rest, you recover all your health automatically, and you recover half the hit dice you've used. So this is a short rest.
Do I roll Barbarian, Ranger, or Rogue hit dice?
It's based on, you're a multi-class. You have hit dice for each of those classes. You get to decide. The Barbarian dice are D12, the Ranger classes are D10, and the Rogue dice are D8. You can decide how many hit dice you want to roll. I would just roll until you're pretty close to full or at full.
All right.
I don't think we are gonna short rest again, so I would go just to full HP if possible.
Yeah, probably should just roll your hit dice until you have full HP, probably.
But you are not rough as me.
Just keep track of which ones you spend. That's all.
Yeah.
I'll just roll 1 and be at full health.
All right. Well, you guys, you short rest. You sit around for about half an hour recuperating after this fight.
Mostly, I think.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Filthy.
No, I was waiting. I was saying mostly. I spend most of that time brushing dirt off Navio, personally.
Okay.
Being like, this is disgusting. Get this off you. Just.
All right, I got there.
All right, got it.
All
Very nice. So you guys sit there for a little bit. You patch yourselves up. It becomes pretty apparent that this entire plane of existence is a giant clusterfuck right now. Like, it's literally as soon as you guys walked in, you got caught in the crossfire of all these different elementals from the different regions fighting one another, like in the borderlands where they're at. So it's not good, and it's pretty clear why the material plane is getting fucked up. If like this is happening everywhere on all the borders in the elemental plane, it's going to have some pretty serious, which you assume it is, because there are serious implications in the material realm, and it would have serious implications in the material realm.
Okay.
So
we'll
work out the problem. Just head home.
Let's go to the city of Brass and find the problem.
How far was it again?
200 kilometers.
That direction. Not far.
200?
The periphery of the Brass around the city is like 200 kilometers.
Are we already
or so.
standing on Brass?
200 kilometers?
I don't know. I'm using numbers. You'll be able to make it there before the end of the session.
Wait,
Just start walking.
You're breaking my engagement with this.
I
Immersion.
cast Longstrider on myself and not the other 3 people.
Are you just going to start running in that direction?
I'll yell piggyback and jump on your back.
Alright, so Navio and Goran will get there in about 10 minutes, and we'll meet you guys there in like 3 days.
I'm gonna, what's it called? We're gonna ferry them.
Oh, you're gonna like run over there, drop someone off,
With
run
Goran on my
back real
back,
quick.
and then I'll come back.
Okay,
yeah.
but this
It's
is a
only
very
10
classic
minutes.
This is like-
problem. I'm pretty sure that
Yeah,
you
this is the
can't
farmer
leave.
problem.
Yeah, you can't leave
No.
Goran and Fezalou in the same area at the same time, and you can't leave.
So I take Goran there,
Yeah.
I come back. I take Fesilu, but then I bring Goran back with me.
Yep.
Then I take Ulasaf, and then I come back, and I pick up Goran, and we're there.
All right. So eventually we get
All right.
there as a group.
You eventually get there. It's you travel for probably like a day and a half or so. It's
The world
kind
is
of
burning. but
kind
we
of
will get there.
obnoxious. You get on the outskirts of the city after about a day and a half, unless somebody wants to actually bother to notice that they can see the city and use some spell and do some things. But nobody's gonna do that. That's too much
Oh
for
man,
me.
what kind of random encounters are
No!
in Elemental
Is the
Plane?
answer.
The answer is none right now because we're in a hurry. So you guys managed to avoid conflict mostly. You see some other elementals fighting one another.
We
blah,
don't
blah,
shoot
blah,
those.
blah.
We learned.
You avoid these conflicts because you are in a hurry.
No, Navio, don't punch them. Don't punch those ones.
There
And
are
we
there
know,
are-
so we can just leave them.
Yes.
Don't worry, he learned his lesson to not punch fire elementals.
Next time, let's... How about the 3 of us just leave, and Goran can just, like, be shooting his bow and not be sure where we went?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
all right.
I'm okay with this.
We'll just say that now so that we know what's going on the next time we're in a fight like that.
So I would delete you. So you travel through this. At the top, there's fire everywhere, and then you see like the entrance to the city, and there's another picture to the bottom. It's really bright. It's very
Ooh, it's very pretty. It's very pretty
Middle
pictures.
Eastern architecture. Yeah, they are very pretty pictures.
Alright, Ulasef will like cover his head with his hood because he hates this fucking sun bullshit.
Yeah, it's ridiculously bright. Like it probably is straining on Ulasef's eyes. To be honest, like maybe somebody should invent some glasses that block out the sun to some degree. But
I hike up my.
they don't have that here.
Are we in pants? I assume I'm in pants. I hike them up a little bit so I can get some sun on my legs.
All right, sounds good. So you guys get to the periphery of the city, and as you guys approach, despite the fact that there's very clearly a civil war, for some reason, like as you're looking around the outside of the city at the city walls, you can't see anyone posted on like any of the walls anywhere, which is slightly confusing to the lot of you because what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. There's a war going on. Why
What
would
kind
you
of
guard us at the gates?
what kind of creatures are we expecting to see in the city of Brass? Not just elementals, I assume.
We
but
don't
other
know.
things.
We have no idea.
Give me a history check.
At disadvantage, I assume.
Yeah, probably disadvantage.
All right.
What, everyone?
Yeah, anybody who wants to.
I rolled
can
a
do it.
13.
Roll the 16.
I want to, but I have to find it on the sheet.
Best
I
rolls.
know nothing.
You've never even heard of the elemental plane somehow, despite the fact that that's traveling planes is part of your job. You're like, I didn't even know that there were cities here. What the hell? This is cool. All right, none of you know anything except for the fact that, like Sfarad told you that it was a hub for interplanar travelers to do business when they came to this plane of existence, and there aren't, you haven't heard anything about it because nobody from the Moral Realm has really been here. So you assume that you're going to encounter non-mortal species. So probably not any elves or dwarves or gnomes or humans, even though humans technically aren't from the Mortal Realm in my universe either, but that doesn't matter. So
Okay.
All right. Onward.
Onward and upward. You approach towards the gates. Nothing. You don't see anybody on the walls. The gates are just open, and you can hear inside. There's quite a bit of noise. Not like conflict noise, but people being busy noise, or individuals being busy kind of noise.
And everything's made out of brass, like the walls and everything.
Yep. It is all shiny as hell.
Huh. And when you mean busy people noise, do you mean languages that we can understand?
Alright, which
What
language?
languages do you guys know?
Common,
As you,
Elven, and Undercommon.
Celestial, Draconic, Common.
I'm sure that Navia knows probably Common.
Elvish, Common, Orcish,
Ooh.
and
Many orcs here.
Thieves' Cant.
What
okay.
do you know, Goran?
I know nothing that no one else has already said. Everyone else already said the ones I know.
Okay, you just because your character sheet just says question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah, I didn't feel like choosing this. So I
It
didn't.
seems like probably something that could have maybe come in handy.
He knows Common and Elven. Bam.
Yeah, damn, that sucks. All right. Anyway, you hear you do hear some people speaking in some common. Why is this not? I lost one of my pages. I'm sorry. So as you guys get into the city, you see a number of individuals. Now, you actually don't see any. Just what page is this? Do I have? Okay, here we go. So you don't see any just actual base elementals. What you do see, particularly in the City of Glass, are a lot of humanoid-like creatures with features of elementals. They're all fairly quite large. The majority of them are Ifrits or Jinns, which you've heard stories about in the Mortal Realm.
So
They give
fire
you-
genies.
Yeah, fire genies, pretty much. Yes,
Okay.
they are kind of assholes. They like to trade. There are a few Dao. There are a few celestial entities that you can recognize. They look like they are something from the stories about the Silver City. You see a few creatures that you can identify as what you would assume to be some sorts of demons, that kind of thing. All sorts of crazy shit.
Okay.
Pretty much. And,
Do any of them notice us?
Or say anything?
They pay you with about as much regard as they pay to each other as they're walking down these streets and going into shops and shopping.
Gotcha. So pictured busy New York City, no one giving a fuck about anyone being anywhere.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
yeah. There's a lot of people, a lot of different species of people, and none of them are really paying one another or anyone else any mind unless they're directly interacting with them for some reason.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there a main street or a main building that we could be heading towards? Did we notice?
Yeah. So when you get into town, it's not super busy on the periphery, but as you start walking through the town, you follow the roads towards where people are congregating more, and the ground switches from the nice this nice slightly golden brass color to silverish steel, and there are, when you get onto the street, it seems to be like packed to the brim with merchant shops and like pop-up tents, like a bazaar. There's like goods and wares everywhere, all sorts of weaponry and trinkets and whatnot, and there's a lot of people here. And you also are able to identify some Ifrits that have like a distinct set of garb that you would assume, because you just see they're just standing around doing nothing. You assume them that they're some sort of local like law enforcement, militia, something like that, some sort of guardman to make sure that shit doesn't like escalate too bad, because there's a lot of entities here, and where there is trade, there is conflict.
Okay.
And we noticed that none of them were guarding the gates, and we found that suspicious or unusual.
Yeah, I mean, you would assume so, because there's conflict going on throughout the realm. I mean, if there was a civil war in a kingdom in the mortal realm, you would assume kingdoms nearby that to be on extra high alert on their walls and whatnot.
Gotcha. So is there like
they don't seem to give a shit.
So can we see like sort of like a skyline? Like, is there like a central like palace or large building or something?
There are a number of large buildings, but yes, there is one building that is in particular larger than the others. It's imagine a mix of like the Kremlin and the Great Mosque. It's kind of looks something like that. It's very conical and phallic and fancy.
It's a sorcerer's palace.
Perhaps.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Well, either we steal everything of value from these merchants, or we go to the palace. What do you guys
Or
think?
both.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's do the merchants after.
I just have one question. Since it took us 1.5 days, did we have a long rest on the way? Because otherwise we would have one point of exhaustion or something like that, because we were awake
Did you
for
guys
so
stop?
long.
I just assumed you were going to go.
We did
straight.
whatever we would
Just
have
so I
done.
know that we regained our stuff or not.
We haven't had a long rest.
I would have assumed that given the crisis that's going on, you would have pushed through the fact that you're a little tired and that you didn't want to get caught out in the open in the desert with nowhere to take refuge in case a battle ensued while you were trying to sleep. I would have assumed that you pushed on, but if you guys wanted to sleep, that's fine. I will
It's fine.
I will let you do that and apply the
Just the thing that
consequences.
wouldn't we have 1 point of exhaustion because of that?
No.
Or how the exhaustion works exactly?
Let's just
It doesn't-
assume that we just short rested and we don't have exhaustion. And we're here.
I'm assuming that you took enough of a break that you don't have exhaustion, but you traveled enough that you didn't have a long rest.
Well, you
just
should
for
remember,
the purposes
Navio
of
carted
making it
us.
easy.
I slept on Navio's back.
I just assume it was like
That basically describes the
approximately
entire
over
campaign.
30
In fact,
hours, so being awake for so long can be exhausting. Okay, we can continue.
Being awake for 15 hours isn't that bad.
I mean, over
Even being awake,
Not
even
15.
being awake, even being
You
awake
said it was,
for 30 hours.
wait, half a day or a day and a half?
A day and a half. But you guys are fine. You're strong in your prime heroes.
For the sake of time,
Okay,
let's
so
just say. For the sake of time, let's just say it was not a day and a half, so we can continue and not.
Yeah, it's
I think
fine.
we
You
should
guys are
rehash
fine.
this
We
ad
can
nauseum.
continue. It's
Are
fine.
you sure? I mean,
Yeah.
we can keep debating it.
while the rest of the
a day and a
party
quarter.
discusses whether or not they're tired, I would like to look throughout the merchants
Yes.
wherever they are.
There's a
I'd
lot
like
of-
to steal an obnoxiously large weapon.
All
just
right,
like-
so you
The biggest weapon that I can carry. I would
the
like
biggest
to steal.
the biggest weapon that you can carry. All right, so you
The biggest melee weapon I can carry.
all right, I need you to roll me a sleight of hand test.
No way. Should have special melee.
A sleight of hand,
an
not a
enormous-
stealth. A sleight of hand?
No,
Yeah,
it would be
sleight-
firstly, it would be stealth.
Don't
then
let it, so we don't let him talk to you that way. You're the GM here.
It's
I know, that's...
he's not. There's so many people.
I mean,
I'm not gonna
if
make
it's sleight
it
of
roll
hand,
stealth.
this isn't going to work nearly as well. I thought it would be stealth.
No,
That's
it's
fine.
definitely sleight of
We'll do
hand.
it.
It would.
Stealing.
It at best it would be both, but I'm not going to make you roll a stealth test. I'm just going to make you roll a sleight of hand
Not
test.
bad, not bad. 12. Merchants, I believe, will generally fall for that every time.
Okay. I'm standing far away from Navia.
All right, you succeed. So you're gonna make me come up with a weapon that you stole, which is fine.
It's just that
I'll come. Okay, you stole a really big mace, and then I'll tell you what it is. Like when we take our next break. Is that
Sure.
fine?
Sure. Yeah.
So I don't have to do it now. I can grab it on the
Yep.
break. You managed
I just
to
wanted to mix it up.
you managed to somehow slip like a really big mace away from the stall, and you like walk back into the crowd by where the rest of your group are, and they're just sitting there debating, and you just like stroll up with this huge mace, like it's literally like as big as you are, as tall as you are. It's a
Yeah.
fucking big.
That was the
mace.
idea.
Navio, where did you get that?
I just turned to
I've
him.
been shopping.
I turned to him
I've
looking
been
and say,
shopping.
"You size queen," and I turn away.
Shopping? With what kind of money?
No. It sounds like you shop incorrectly.
Oh, I see. Okay.
okay. So now that we've decided that we're not tired,
It was
we're-
a day and a quarter.
It's fine.
All right, let's go to the palace.
The phallus?
All right. Is that where we're headed? The palace.
Yes,
All right. So you guys
find the source of the problem.
push through the streets, and as you get towards this big palace, it looks kind of a little bit like
Little
this building,
mushroomy?
but more phallic. Yeah, it's mushroomy. I actually think I have another picture, but I'll not worry about that now. Anyway, you get out in front of this palace, and there's more of these Ifriti posted out there, and these like garbs. They've got very large swords on their hilt, and they're just kind of like the people with the big crazy furry hats in front of the
yeah.
Queen's Palace in the United Kingdom, just kind of like standing. They're guards.
Queen's Guard.
Yeah, they're the guards for whoever is supposed to be in charge here.
And
What
they
would
don't
you like to?
they don't acknowledge our existence. They just let us walk by.
Well, they just stand there. There's not a ton of people, but like the gates to the proper like palace room, or not palace room, like the courtyard in front of the palace are open, and there are a few random nondescript individuals in the palace courtyard.
Okay, just
Which
walk
is-
right on by. Walk through.
While
Alright.
the rest of the party just walks straight in the front door, I'm going to stealth straight in the front door.
Give me a stealth test. Why are you making me do tests?
How many guards are looking at him? Like 10? I want to see how this works out. If all it takes is a fucking 17, too.
Alright, so,
one guy's like sneaking
So
around.
as you guys like walk through this courtyard and you approach like the actual, I dropped my pen, in hallway or like entryway into the proper palace, there are a couple guards there, and they don't really care what any of you are doing until one of them notices that Navia was like crouching down, dragging this big ass mace behind him. Like, it's really, really fucking weird, right? So one of them steps forward and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he addresses this directly to Navio and doesn't care about either of the other three of you.
Navio is convinced that he hasn't been detected yet and is expecting one of you three to answer.
I don't answer.
Neither does Olisov.
All right, so the Ifrit takes like a step directly in front of Navio. Like, how tall are these fucking? God, you're gonna make me look things up. Yeah, they're tall. They're taller than you are. So the dude is what, like 8 feet tall or some shit. He steps in front of you, like his big ass red thigh, like eye level with you, right? And he's like, "I said, what are you doing here?"
Navio
man?
leaps out of his stealth concealment, surprising the guard. "Greetings! I am Navio Star." I bring greetings from the mortal realm. We are here on a mission of great import.
You broke Tsui.
Stop walking like that. I don't give a shit. Go get out of my face. And he just kind of waves you out of his way. Go talk to who you need to talk to.
Yeah, excellent. Great success. Great success.
I roll my eyes.
Alright, you roll your eyes.
I like that Navio can be like super stealthy and still be like maintaining pace with us as we're going full speed also.
Yeah.
I still have Long Strider cast on me, right?
I think it's been longer than 10 minutes.
Duration 1 hour.
It's been longer than an hour.
It's
gone.
Remember, it's been 1.25 days.
That's too bad.
Exactly.
Wow, that sounds exhausting.
Yeah, you're exhausted. So exhausted that you can't even move. It's impossible.
Anyway.
You've been awake for 40 hours. No way.
As the guard is rolling his eyes at me, I ask for directions to the most important person's audience room.
Roll me a persuasion test.
Oh.
This isn't jumping.
What is your thingamaboober here, dude?
It'll work.
No, it won't work. He says, I thought you were here on a mission of great import. You don't even know who you're supposed to be talking to? Hold on. Vekor, come here. And then another one of these big ass Ifrits comes on. He walks up right behind Navio and puts his hand like very awkwardly on Navio's shoulder from behind, and the Ifrit in front of him like kind of crouches down a little bit. And he says, "What exactly is this great important mission that you have to be here for?"
Navio Star is not one for details. You would be better addressing this to one of my wizard friends.
Which friends? I don't see anyone here with you. Because the rest of you like walked off, right?
Oh, so I'm asking, Sue, do I notice that? Because I don't know if I noticed that Navio was sneaking around. He depends how sneaky he was. Do I notice that he's been
that's
accosted?
true. I wasn't stealth. The rest of the party may not have realized that I was here.
Roll a perception test to see if you notice what Navio was doing.
Can I choose to roll as a disadvantage?
Sure. You're really distracted by how elegant everything looks.
That's a 9. Sorry, no
you
idea.
don't notice. You're like you've like walked off. How about the other two? You wanna
Sure,
try?
Navio will catch up with
are you
us
just
soon.
walking off with
Oh,
Thorn?
I kept going.
All right, Usef.
Yeah, I think keep going is good.
All right, so you're on your own, Navio. He says that's insufficient. I don't see anyone else here with you.
He can catch up whenever he wants.
They're terrible guards. How do they not see the other?
No, they saw them. They didn't care.
No one was trying to be sneaky
sneaking
except
around
you.
like a crazy man.
I want to like turn on my sob story for them and tell them all about the mortal realm and how we're suffering, and we're here to try to solve the problem, and we've heard all about the elemental plane and the city of Brass, and
Takes
hope
a
that our
day and a
solution will be
quarter.
here.
All right, roll a persuasion test. That's pretty good.
My own children at home, cold and afraid.
Do you actually have children?
That doesn't matter.
No, I'm.
That was out of character, right?
I'm,
Or is
ask,
the
I'm
guy-
asking. I'm asking his GM. Like, do
And-
you actually have children?
Navio Star wouldn't know whether or not he had children.
That seems about right. All right, that's fine.
That is an
All right,
excellent
so
answer.
the Ifrit says, "Well, that does sound like a problem, and I'm not sure that I can help you, and I'm not sure that our fearless leader can help you. But you, my friend, are wanting to talk to Jolai, and you'll find him in the throne room. Well, that is typically where rulers rule from.
All right.
So I suggest that you stop walking around like that, because someone might stop you, and they might not be as nice as I am."
So I hurry off to the throne room where presumably the other 3 members of the party are already standing.
Already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they take his enormous weapon from him, or they let him keep that?
No, they don't care. They think it's his. They don't fucking know. So you get into this throne room, right? And it's like there's like active pools of lava on either side, and like there's a bad motherfucker. Let me pull this open here.
A bad motherfucker. Is that the ruler?
Yeah, this dude, and he looks just like this. He's just like sitting on this. He's just sitting on this fucking chair. He looks like a badass. Just sitting on this fucking chair, and like he's having a casual, like he's leaning on his chair like this, and he's having a casual conversation with like this really, really fucked up looking demon with like 15 eyes.
Do you have a picture of that?
God, you're gonna make me get a picture of a demon with 15 eyes? No, I don't have a picture of it right now.
Okay.
It's irrelevant. And as
How is that irrelevant?
Like, that is relevant. All right.
It's not relevant because as you guys approach and he sees like you guys entering because he's just having a casual conversation, he kind of waves this demon off and it walks out of the room to the side and leaves.
My backup plan for getting you out of there was to hit you with a shovel and say you're my retarded child, and just hit you with the shovel and say, "Bad, stop bothering the guards." I'm glad we didn't have to go there, but that was the plan.
When did we start the session? Like this last? It was only like half an hour ago, right?
I think maybe like a couple more minutes here, then we'll take a break, and then we'll do the final session. So
that's good because like my legs are getting
getting
bad again, but that's all right. So he sees the 3 of you walk in because at this point Navio is still back there being an idiot, and he says, Well, I haven't seen anyone like you in a great long while. What are you doing here?"
Well, hello. We're from the mortal realm, and we're having some problems. How are you, and who are you?
I just literally just forgot the proper name that I used a second ago.
Sorry, I don't remember either.
Yeah, same here.
Because it's irrelevant. Because this guy's the guy. He's the guy. His name was whatever, and his name was whatever, but everybody just calls him the guy.
Let's call
So
him Bob.
he's the guy. So he says, "I'm the guy," and I'm sorry to hear that the mortal realm is having problems. What is it that you want me to do about it?
Well, we're here to investigate, because apparently you guys are having some kind of issues here with some kind of civil war, and we expect that civil war is the cause of our problems. So, can you tell us anything about this civil war?
War is bad, kids. Mm-hmm.
Roll me a persuasion test.
Really?
Okay.
I'm like triple disadvantage for that.
Damn, you're real persuasive.
Goddamn right.
Can we give him like, all right, this is a good time for break. Let's let him let's give him a few minutes to figure out what he actually said for persuasion. Because this persuasive thing already hurt my life.
Yeah. All right. This does seem.
I am unpersuaded by that. I wasn't sure beforehand, but after listening to that, I'm pretty sure I'm against it. That's all I'm saying. That level of persuasion is what came through there. So, all right, guys, we're gonna take a break here. We'll be back shortly. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon.